Hello traders, the title of the video is how to identify the best oversold stocks like Pro. Alright, are you looking for the best oversold stock, or are you wondering how one can identify the best oversold stock? Well, today I will be sharing with traders how one can identify the best oversold stocks like a professional trader. The financial instrument that we are analyzing today is a Liberty Lilac Group stock, alright? Belonging to the communication services sector. This is an American stock, alright? So there are many ways financial market traders can identify a stock that is oversold. Alright? So one example of a trading strategy to identify an oversold financial instrument is to use Fibonacci extension. So there are other Fibonacci extension level that traders are watching. So you can see that the stock went down very fast from the top here all the way down here. Traders will apply Fibonacci extension to that price move. After that rally here, you see the rally here, and they will be watching the first oversold level is 138.2% Fibonacci extension level. That's the first oversold price level that ordinary traders are watching. So you may say to me, George, I already know that. Yes, but this is not all I'm about to talk about today, because I want to show you how you can identify an oversold stock like a professional trader. So we can use Fibonacci extension level, especially the 138.2% level, to identify the best oversold stock. All right? So if a financial instrument is going down, it breaks below the prior low, the next challenge for that bullish momentum is the 138.2% Fibonacci extension level. Alright? Very, very important. Now, so looking at this Liberty Lilac Group, alright, we can also use market geometry to identify the best oversold stock. Alright, so right here, you can see that the price was consolidation in this section here. Alright, so we can just measure the width of that channel and project in the direction of the price, to find the best oversold level. So this is a support level. So what I've been telling traders was that whenever we hear the word oversold, we should think of support. Right? So a financial instrument that is oversold, has find a valid support level. All right? Very simple. Anytime you hear the word oversold, think of support level. So we can use market geometry, as you see here, and we project it down. You see the price did find support here. Now we leave find support again here and start changing direction. But as always, for any trading strategy or investing strategy, the reason why sometimes we get into trouble, so to speak, is because we are applying a trading strategy or an investing strategy in a narrow mindset. Alright, we don't want to do that. Alright. But the best approach in order to find the best oversold financial instrument, we can combine different strategy. So instead of using one strategy, we can combine different strategies. All right? So as I explained to you before, when we hear the word oversold, we must think of a support level. Another thing that we can think of is that when we hear the word oversold, one should also think of no demand to sell the financial instrument. Now, you miss that, yes or no? You miss it. All right. Whenever you hear the word oversold, you can either think of support level or no demand to sell the stock anymore. All right. So now, for some trader, they may think that, Joe, you are using some fancy word now, but it's not. So financial instruments going down is looking for, so to speak, a valid support level. All right. If the stock is going down and it reaches a key level and there is no demand to sell it anymore, there are no more orders to sell it, there is no enthusiasm to sell the stock, that stock is oversold. Technically speaking, is oversold. Now, as I was telling you at the beginning of this video, there are many ways traders can identify the best oversold stock. I'm talking to you as a technical trader. We can use market geometry. We can use Fibonacci. All right, we can combine different strategies. But as also very, very important, in order to master the subject of oversold or identifying the best oversold stock, one should understand that when we hear the word oversold, one should think of support level or no demand to sell the stock anymore. Talking about no demand to sell the stock anymore, how do we know? We use the volume bar. So here it is. Look at the surge in trading volume. So I'm going to do the demonstration now. So either knows the price, okay? Oops, I'm trying to draw in lines. Okay, here it is. So remember that. So you want to identify the best oversold stock, think of support level, and think of no demand to sell the stock anymore. So look at this tall volume bar here. Are they sellers or buyers? So I'm going to place a vertical line there, and we're going to analyze that volume bar right there. You see where I place my vertical. So after that volume bar here, you see the price was consolidating before. After that volume bar, the price went to the next key support level, which is this level of $20 level. So now we know that this long candlestick bar, or that surge in trading volume, or that volume spike, is more demand to sell it. So more demand to sell it, the price will continue to display lower lows, lower high. So the price will continue to display lower lows, lower high in a downtrend. That was the case here. So that surge in trading volume is more demand to sell, Liberty, Lilite, group. All right? So they saw it there. You see, forming a low and continue to go down, it reaches support level. Now, watch out for the next volume bar, this one here. It's not a volume spike as such, all right, but we can give a consideration to that. So that volume bar, after that volume bar, what the price did, it went down more. So we can say now that that volume bar, the red one here, is also more demand to sell it. So, because after that volume bar, people sold it down and the price went down more. Okay, now, are you getting the message? You want to find the best oversold stock, think of support or no demand to sell it. So far, the first volume bar is telling us that more demand to sell. Here, now again, we have more demand to sell. Now we are looking at this one here. Let's see whether what this candlestick, correction, that volume bar is telling us. So after that surge in trading volume here, or that volume bar here, the price did not display a new lower low in comparison to this low here. So if I place a line at the low of that candlestick bar, that will be the orange line, orange chart, yes or no? This one here. So after this surge in trading volume bar, there was no more demand to sell the stock anymore. How do we know? Because the price did not go below the low of that orange line, that candlestick bar. There was no demand. But As I was telling you before, it's not sufficient to use one strategy alone to identify the best oversold stock. It's better to combine different strategy that will help one to ascertain whether a stock is oversold when we are talking about it technically. All right. So we can use fundamental analysis to check the book value and say that the stock is below its fair value to say that that stock is oversold. If a financial instrument is going down, there are valid reasons why the market decided to sell it. So when you are looking for stock that are likely to be oversold, it's very, very important to go to Google Finance to check the economy news to find out the reason why people are selling the stock. So if they still have that valid reason to sell it, don't try to buy that stock or don't use technical tool to ascertain that the stock is oversold. For instance, if a company, it's a big supplier to Apple stock, for instance, Apple company, and now they lost that privilege to supply their technology to Apple company. All right. So they are making 70% of their money out of that deal between Apple and their company. If they lost that privilege, what will happen? They have no more a bigger source of revenue. They must find a new one. Until that time, people will continue to sell the stock. So in that case, we will not even bother to ascertain whether it's oversold or not using technical tool. That will not make any sense at all because the market believes that they should continue to sell the stock. Their main source of revenue is now shut down. So if there are fundamental reasons still in place, valid fundamental reasons, why people should continue to sell the stock, don't even bother to ascertain whether it's oversold or not. Okay? But if one wants to use technical tools to ascertain or to identify valid oversold stock, one must always check, all right, the fundamentals, the economy news and the fundamentals, all right. So it is very important when we are trying to identify the best oversold stock to combine different tools. So we are talking about either it's support level. Now in this case, we will use market geometry. So as we project at the first channel here, all right, it brought us here. So this is a support level. Now we see that, this after this tall volume bar, the price did not break below that low. So we are now combining the market geometry and the volume bar, which is telling us that there is no demand to sell the stock because it is not going below that orange line. But we cannot buy straight away, all right? We will wait for a signal and then we will select a low risk entry point, which means if we have identified a valid oversold stock, technically speaking, we must now use a different time frame trading method to buy it. If there is no signal to buy, we will not buy it. If the signal has failed and we already entered the trade, we must now, all right, close that trade as soon as possible. All right. So always use different strategies if you want to ascertain or verify that a stock is oversold. Whenever you hear the word oversold, remember that it's all about a support level and it's also about no demand to sell the financial instrument. Here, the price now at a support level, $20.97, which means the projection of the first channel level, all right, but also the support level, which is the low of this candlestick bar at $18.85. So in that zone, there's a support level. But now, after a tall volume bar, the price is not just going below the orange line. If the situation stays as it is, we will be looking for a bullish a trending signal on the signal time frame. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to draw a trend line which is all right, if you like, put it here, all right, from the top of this candlestick bar. Oh, I don't want to use that. It doesn't make it. It's not useful to me. So I connect this the high of this candlestick bar. okay, and the high of this one here. So the high of this candlestick bar and this one here. So I have a bearish, okay, a trend line, all right. Any price is below that trend line. One may say also that we have a triangle, small triangle here. Can you see? All right. So if we D below it, we'll project, okay, that the height of that triangle in the direction of the price way down here. But looking at using the volume bar, we see that there's no demand to sell after this candlestick bar, but we will be giving priority to bullish signal above the level of $18.85 and priority to bearish signal below it, because if it did below that level of $18.85, that will means that there are more demand, there are more sellers coming to this market selling this stock. But if the price did find a support above the $18.85, that will confirm this volume bar that is telling us that there are no demand to sell this stock anymore. When we say no demand to sell a financial instrument, is relating to a specific a time frame. All right, so they may not sell it, because we are talking monthly candlestick bar, because of the monthly chart, one particular month, which means they did not bother to sell it during that time. They may decide to sell it later on. Is relating to a specific time frame. All right. So I think I hope I have explained it to you more. So oversold should bring into our mind support level and no demand to sell the financial instrument. In order to identify valid oversold stock, one should not use one single trading strategy. Once you use a different strategy to ascertain that the stock is at a support level and there is no demand to sell it. If we find a valid oversold stock, we must now implement different time frame trading method to buy that stock. All right. Have any question or suggestion? Feel free to put in the comment section, and in due course, I will be recording another video to answer your specific question. If you think that this video has been useful to you, let us know by giving us the thumbs up. If you think that this is another blah blah blah, let us know by giving us the thumbs down. If you think that this is a useful tutorial, feel free to share it on Google+, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the GSTW24 traders, talking about, how to identify the best, oversold stocks like Pro. Happy trading to you all, and speak to you soon.